It was New Year's Eve. Every New Year's Eve my family and I would go to my nanny and papa's house. But they went away for a vacation. So I asked my parents if I could go to my friend's house. My friend's name is John. We have known each other since we were kids. I was able to convince my mom and dad to let me go to his party. So about an hour passed by and I finally got to John's house. His party didn't start till 7 but I got there at 6:30 because I like to get to places early. Every party that John has done has always had drinks. His motto is, no party unless there are drinks involved. I am not much of a drinker but, when I go to John's house I like to get a little messed up. I asked John what kind of drinks we were going to be drinking. He said it's whatever my older brother brings us. John's older brother was a super laid-back kind of guy. He really didn't care what we did as long as it didn't come back to him. But it's nice to have him around because he has always been there for me and wouldn't let me get hurt. So if anything bad was going to happen to me, I knew that I could count on him to help me out. People started to show up now. John's house was a giant house. He could fit a ton of people in it. I started looking at all the people that were coming in. There was one person that I did not recognize. So I went up to him to see who he was. I asked who he was and he told me that he was a friend of the family. I was kind of drunk at the time of doing this so I just said alright cool and told him that the drinks are in the living room. A couple of hours passed by and there was still a ton of people here. Then out of the blue John came up to me and asked if I saw an older looking guy here. I said yeah man. He said that he was a family friend. He looked at me and said, bro, he is not a family friend. He wasn't even invited here. What do you mean he wasn't invited? I asked him. He said that the guy has been stalking his sister for 3 months. He is some type of creep that won't leave her alone. I asked him where his sister was at. John said that she was in her room but we need to start looking for this guy ASAP. Do you think we should tell you brother? I asked him. He said yes and to go hurry and find him and to tell him everything. So I kept looking until I saw John's brother. I flagged him down and told him everything. Then we heard a loud scream. We saw his sister running down the stairs. She told us that the creepy guy was just upstairs. Then we saw him running down the stairs to try and get out of the house. But, John's older brother jumped and tackled him onto the ground and punched him in the face a couple of times. After that we called 911 and we waited for the cops to show up. A couple of minutes went by and the cops finally showed up. We told them everything that happened. John's older brother did not get charged with anything because it was all in self-defense and he was trying to protect his sister. That was definitely the wildest New Year's Eve party I have ever went to. I still can't believe that it was only a year ago when that happened.